Hey, pretty people, welcome to Bouncing Brains, trying to make order out of chaos and using the master's tools. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And whatever he said, I'm Freddy G. Nice to see y'all again, kind of. Not where you see us, you get the fucking point. We're back,
I hope you get this dick pic.
pretty much. They're not on YouTube, though, because YouTube's a dick. No pun intended.
I forgot to ask you about this before we started rolling, but fuck it. If we have to delete this part, we will.
That's not cocaine, it's sugar.
Motherfucker, it's not on camera. Shut up. Hey,
my bad.
No. Take the bra back off and get back to work. Mask, people. God damn it. No fucking discipline around here. No, we have a guest coming in next week, right?
Oh, shit. I thought you meant like right now. I was like, no. Wait, did I miss something? Yeah, we have
now
a guest.
On the phone, it's your ex-wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't shit, motherfucker. No,
we do have a guest next week. We do. I'm going to confirm with that person.
Oh, you going to play that game?
Oh, no, I don't know. Because what you want me to...
I was going to... That's what I forgot to ask you beforehand, is if you checked in with him.
I'm going to check in today again. Because I told him that I would call him today. Wait, what's today? Friday?
Hmm?
Yeah, so I told him that I would call him a week prior.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. This goes out Tuesday, so... if he cancels on us, that's on him. Any press is good press. We should be having Rudy Barba back on the podcast.
For sure. With that Barba cast.
Has he started it back up again? I haven't seen any episodes.
I haven't been online.
The last I saw, he was up to episode 2. I know he's been doing...
I only saw the first one, bro. I haven't... How many does he have? Because I've only seen one, and I can't find,
as far as I know,
like a second one.
2. He started getting on everybody else's podcast. He's been hitting the Zoom and the doing the casting. That's
yeah.
Man, my vocabulary went out the motherfucking window. I blame the rock star. Overly caffeinated and understimulated, man.
For sure.
Need to get out more.
Yeah, man. I also I forgot about that as well. I had
so I just wanted to let people know, we're gonna get back up to stride here in a little bit. Start having people back on.
For sure. Soon enough. I'm still trying to stay alive out here.
This is one of those odd scenarios where it's not like we don't have enough to talk about. It's just like, let's be honest, there's a couple subjects that we haven't even brought up because it's just like, man, we'd get in trouble if we were honest about some of this.
Pretty much. We, fuck, I lost my train of thought on what I was gonna. So I did a couple of shows. I did want to say that, I've done a couple of shows since, I almost hit the year, y'all, before, without going on stage and shit. And, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably giving me bad press, but I don't give a shit.
A little rusty.
Y'all show up anyway. No. 2 things. I managed 2 of my killer jokes. They have punchlines back to back. I managed to tie them together. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful if you fucking remember to say them. So that happened. In the first set. I completely jumped over both punchlines. And then I was like, in my own joke, in my head, I was like, how did I get here? so then the good thing is that for whatever reason, the audience was still laughing at the last joke. Mm. So I rode that wave and then I started the other one. But I was really, really, really pissed.
You play into that ADD crowd. I got you, man.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad they were retarded. Cause they were, man. Like, there was some shit that I said. There was 2 jokes that I said and they didn't catch them. And I was like, oh, this is slow ass crowd. I was like, yeah, I can tell.
Drinking or just general?
No, I think most of it was a small crowd. There was about maybe, I want to say 30 people. So it wasn't too big, but it was packed, man. Both shows were packed. The other show that I did one out of town. Shout out to the people in Mathis. They were great. And I did one show locally. I'm not going to say where because of what I'm about to say. But the thing was that there was some people that were upset. Not upset, but they were bothered. Or I may be wrong. I felt that they were bothered because of how they came off. Because I was the feature, right? So the opener went or yeah, the opener went. Nobody really laughed, right? So then the other comic went. He got them to stride. You know what I'm saying? He got them going. But the thing is that they weren't like the headliner told me. That they're like it's a tough crowd. Like they're being tough. I hadn't gone on yet, so it's like it's a tough crowd. Like and he said they're being uptight. They were like they're being a real tight crowd. So I was a little nervous, and I was like, nah, but I got this or whatever. So then I go, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just telling you exactly the way it happened. I went on. I kind of started playing on the last two comics. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, give them a shot, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, give them a shout out, don't be dicks, whatever. So I started playing with the crowd. And then I went into my set. And me and the headliner had laughs all the way through. Like from beginning to end, right? So it was like I felt that I was gonna have a difficult time with them too, right? But when I was able to connect with them and bring them in or whatever, like it was great. But the other folks, I felt that they were kind of like they were just kind of uneasy because me and the headliner, got laughs, like a lot of laughs or whatever, and we were able to play with the crowd and so on and so forth. And the other ones had trouble.
Okay, so you're not about to talk shit about the venue. You're about to talk shit about some comics. Is that what?
Yeah. Well, no, that's all I gotta say. Like it was just. I don't like when that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not your night and you had a bad set, because I've had plenty of them. Like don't push or don't like fucking shit on the people
right.
that did well, you know what I'm saying? I've had horrible nights, you know what I'm saying, where nobody laughed. Absolutely nobody laughed. And shit happens, bro. I mean, I didn't get off stage. I was like, I'm staying here until I finish this shit and then I'm walking off, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I
thought you were going to say, don't shit on the crowd. And I was like, sometimes you need to vent. But definitely don't shit on the other comics, man.
Like that's my point. And I'm sorry, people. This is my uncle. And he's not here. I just want to make sure everything's all right.
Is this the uncle that...
in Austin.
The one that was dealing with COVID?
Oh, no.
Different uncle.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He's trying to move from Austin, and he's going through that whole transition. So sometimes he'll call me because he can't get a hold of my dad.
You want to take a quick break?
No, just I'm going to text him real quick.
Yeah. So we got some more ammunition to talk shit about good old Abbott. If we feel the need. Yeah. His real problem was if he'd have just kept his mouth shut or kept it simple, but he wanted to fucking ride that it's this goddamn green. He wanted to just talk shit about windmills. I don't know why. He is currently executive head of a state that is heavily invested both in the private and the public sector in green technology. It was... Granted, we had a failure in the green sector because they did not do the investment to winterize the gear. All good. But even on the best day, we only get about 25% from the green stuff. We should have had, for example, in my area out towards Edinburgh, there are 3, count them, 3 natural gas generator sites. And there were people in Edinburgh without power. So something is wrong with our distribution network, both for the fuel. I mean, clearly there was a breakdown in the, I believe it was the natural gas line that runs east to west across the state.
Yeah.
Because and it wasn't that the gas froze up. The natural gas doesn't freeze. It's the actual, the gear, the valves, all that shit. They just didn't winterize it. It didn't have enough insulation. They were not prepared for the wet and the cold at the same time. That's the fucked up thing. Like the wet, they could have dealt with. The cold, they could have dealt with. But the wet and the cold at the same time just shut the whole fucking thing down. And our governor goes on the fucking news like, look, man, I understand Dan Crenshaw doing his fucking thing. You know Crenshaw, right?
Yeah,
Old fucking Patchy McGee out of fucking...
Yeah.
You know what?
That guy's special.
You know what?
I really mean that.
He's not necessarily the representative that Texas needs, but he is definitely the representative that we deserve. Sometimes he is quite entertaining as a human being. Sometimes he occasionally manages to say something that has a cognizant point that you can go, yeah, I agree or disagree with that without just going, what the fuck are you talking about, Danny? But yeah, he was definitely riding that whole, it's the Green New Deal, all this shit. And they're like, shh, we're in Texas. That's nothing to do with us.
Well, I had more trouble. I didn't know you were going to go that route. That was hard because he's the governor of our great state.
Yeah.
But I had more issues with...
Well, that's what I meant, though. I kind of expected Crenshaw to come out and run his mouth in that fashion. You know, Cruz and all the usual talking heads that are going to come out and use this as political ammunition. Fucking old Tucker Carlson running his mouth about like, oh, the poor people down in Texas, they're being fucked over by the liberals. And it's like, no, we're being fucked from 360 degrees, man. Our liberals and our conservatives hold hands and sing Kumbaya over the flames of our citizens every once in a while. Let's be honest. We may wave a Christian flag here in Texas, but we like that old pagan sacrifice real good. Sometimes you need to throw those people on the bonfire. But what I'm saying is the fact that the governor would come out and run his mouth in such a fashion when all he had to do was go, we are here for the people. That's all he had to say. Just shut your mouth, sit the fuck down. And nobody's going to talk shit. But he comes out and just rides that party line. Oh, I don't like that motherfucker. I don't.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us that don't. Yeah. But, I mean, I've thought of it. And who would you rather have? I mean, because I don't like them either.
I don't see either party putting up.
No, what I'm saying is the example I was going to give you is like, I don't like him either. I don't like him at all. I don't think he's competent to handle the position that he has. But then I think, who would you rather have, Abbott or Newsom?
Oh, well, that's a bad example, man, because we don't. All right, not to say that we don't have some characters like Newsom here in Texas politics. We most definitely do, but I think it's more a problem of it's not opposing. Like if we had a strong opposition party, I might at least be able to go, oh, well, I'd rather have Abbott than have Newsom. But that's not what we have, unfortunately. What we have is Abbott is this is the best you can offer? Are you kidding me? You're telling me there's not one motherfucker that at least has a strong enough opposing case that you could run him as a Democrat?
Yeah.
I mean, look, Texas has a strong Democratic tradition. Little D, big D. You're telling me you can't find Democrats in this state that can at least put up a good front? I mean, for fuck's sake, at least put on a good show. And they can't every fucking year. We get fucking Francis out of fucking El Paso running his mouth on national news about shit that he doesn't even have a platform position on. And then we got Cruz, and then we got Crenshaw, and then dude, fucking Patrick, the lieutenant governor, and then the jackass that's the AG, and you go, holy shit, I don't want any of these guys to have executive function in the state. They would, I mean, we're already going full speed down the track. These motherfuckers just go, screw it, jump the curb. Let's just go off into the bushes. We'll forge a new path. And it's like, that way lies danger, my friend. And then we're having these shitty conversations about like, okay, Texas has its own grid because they didn't want to go through regulation. Like they didn't want to submit to the federal regulations.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, that's not always a bad thing. If you can manage to function without federal regulation, by all means do so. It's like even the IRS says shit like, look, if you can avoid paying taxes somehow, like don't like evade them, but avoid them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a big difference. Sound the same.
They encourage it though. They're like, look, you're being a good American if you can figure out how not to pay us money legally. If you can legally figure out how not to. So I'm saying there are certain situations.
And that's how Mr. Jeff and Mark get away with paying 0 federal taxes. Just so you know.
Right.
Still pisses me off, but y'all can call me Robin Hood and y'all can call me whatever you want, but it just pisses me off when the middle class and the real poor people have to take the heavier burden of the whole situation.
Yeah,
I understand. Cause one of the I know this is completely detouring into something else, but I just feel that it's very hard. To me, it's very. I get it. Like I understand. Look, you work for this money. You burned your brain out. You busted your ass since you were young. You did everything else what most of other people wouldn't have done. I get it, but I mean, if you want to really act like such an American and America for all and justice for all and all this good government bullshit that I keep hearing, like at least I feel like have some sort of decency. And there is a certain thing as help, you know? There's nothing wrong with helping somebody. So that's what I'm relaying it to.
Oh, well, dude, that's the thing, though, man. I don't want to get that's the part that's kind of irritating the shit out of me around this whole conversation is you're getting into this whole thing about, like, all right, to go back to old O'Rourke out in El Paso. Okay, he's apparently coordinating with the local charities out there in El Paso, and they're, 150 people they've contacted, made sure they have blankets and heaters and all that shit. That is fucking great. Glad to hear it. And I'm happy to hear all those stories. But when we start talking actual politics, that's the wrong angle to take, because the failure was not on the, let's say, social side of this. This was on the actual, the machination, that's not the right word. The actual function, like, holy shit, I didn't even smoke that much weed this morning. Like they fucked up, like mechanically, like you can step through this logically. This is not okay, who needs help, who doesn't need help. This is something that should have been done just on a checklist of shit that needed taken care of. You know what I mean? Did you put gas in the car? Yeah. Okay. Fuck. I didn't put gas in the car and there's no tires on it. Well, this motherfucker's not going to drive.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we failed on this. And okay, regulation is not a bad thing, but okay, most of our state doesn't fucking freeze. All right. I was just thinking about this on the way over here. Every once in a while, it's good that the valley gets down to 22 degrees because 55 doesn't seem so fucking bad.
Well, not when you have to fucking like drive for a living and stuff like that, which that is the fucking argument that I was going to get into. Like the point that I was going to get into was the fact that fucking people, seriously, and I'm talking to y'all, whoever the fuck is watching and listening. Did y'all not learn anything from the toilet paper fucking situation? I don't, and I'm gonna try to explain this as best as I can without letting my anger like get in the, because it does piss me off, and I'm gonna explain why it really truly pisses me off. People are out there, and they're still doing it now with a couple of gas stations that are still open and still have gas. They're still doing it now. Like, I don't understand why you would want to go out there and like hog up this gas and take the gas from the people that actually need it. Now, unfortunately, there's a shitload of gas stations that right now they don't have gas and they're out of gas, and now we're starting to have a real situation. My point is that nothing happened that is so bad to the point where you need to hog up all the fucking gas. I was telling you off camera, if people, like with this cold weather and with the pileup that recently happened and the routes being closed and all that shit, like nothing happened so bad to where we're gonna run out of gas supply to the point where you have to hog up the whole fucking, like the whole fucking gas. Y'all make it seem like they somebody just signed into law and said we're not gonna give, or we're not gonna sell any oil to the United States anymore for the next 5, 6, 7 years or whatever. Nothing like that happened. So the reason it pisses me off, bro, is because there's people that like drive for a living. There's people that actually need, not want, but need the actual gas, like my neighbor in front, to like support like their livelihood, and because of some fuck faces that I don't know what the fuck got into their into their head, they wanna put us through this strain. Y'all did the same fucking thing when this whole virus shit started. Y'all went out and bought up all the toilet paper. What the fuck did y'all do with so much toilet paper? Like, it's what I'm really trying to say is y'all really need to understand that you need to have organizational skills, and not so much organizational skills, but you need to have self-control. Like I feel even if we were running low on fuel or whatever, pick another product. That is just such a fucking selfish way of thinking. Like, oh, I gotta take all of this because I'm gonna run out. Fuck everybody else. Fuck anybody if they're starving. I need the food. And again, I'm just giving you examples, y'all. Like, I'm not saying we're running out of food.
I will say, I think an argument can be made that a lot of people's individual decisions were mirrored very closely by how we reacted just on the whole as a society. There was a lot of, well, fuck those people because we got to take care of this shit.
But that's my point, though. My point is, like I was telling you off camera, if we were all, like as a whole, as a society, to like just continued to act normally, the way we've been acting 3-4 months ago, just you go get gas when you need it, you go get this when you need it, and then you go the fuck home, and like that's it.
Right.
Even if, for example, we were running low on whatever supply, we could have easily rolled this out because you're not hogging the fucking supply at once. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me throw this at you, man.
Same thing.
I wonder
same thing happened with the toilet paper.
Right. But okay, that's a great example. I wonder how much of this is people's inability to digest and process information. Like they hear something like.
That's another thing that I was gonna point out, and I really didn't want to fucking get into that side of it because it's a fucking wormhole. But
well, this is a serious problem, man. There's a lot of people that are just getting their shit off of memes, basically.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Run on toilet paper.
That's what I was gonna say.
Run on gas.
Like, I heard, again, because I haven't been on fucking social media, and this is one of the fucking reasons why. Not because I'm an idiot and I'm gonna believe everything I see on social media and then go out and do it, but I heard, because I was talking to another friend, the one we're gonna talk about in a little bit. I was talking to another friend, and she said that all of a sudden, posts started flooding. Somebody somewhere in the country, or maybe in Texas, I don't know. Just in Texas or whatever, said that we were gonna run out of gas, that you should go, literally, that it started with a post that somebody said we were gonna run out of gas, and that we were gonna that you need to go out and gas up if you don't want to like be struggling to not have gas or whatever. So supposedly that because of a post like that, it started trickling down through like social media, and monkey see, monkey do.
Well, this People is what I'm
went
saying,
out
man.
And like started like doing this shit. And if I'm not mistaken, because I don't want to like spread lies and shit like that or start gossip, but I believe she even told me that it started because I didn't even know, to be honest with you, I didn't even know about the pileup. I was ignorant to that. I didn't know till my ex-wife brought it up to my attention. And then she showed me a video.
That was what, last Thursday?
Yeah, last Thursday. She showed me a video and I was like, that happened? And she was like, yeah. She was like, where you been? I was like, not on social media. So, I mean, I didn't know.
Dude, I saw a shitload of posts up on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, the whole thing, where it was like people were without power for like 2 to 3 days, like up in, central and northern Texas.
Yeah.
And they get their power back and start checking their shit. And they're like, holy shit, this is national news. I thought my power was just out. Like there's almost, and you know what? I bet those people responded probably just a little bit better to their situation. You know what I mean? I bet they did exactly what you said. They went out and got the gas they needed and the food they needed and the shit that they needed.
Like that's my, I mean.
By the way, I heard at least a couple of local people say this, so I just want to put this out there. If your power goes out because it is freezing cold outside and the food and you allow the food in your refrigerator to go bad, you are dumb on a level that I don't know how to. Forgive is not the right word. You know what I mean? You can always smile and pat a motherfucker on the head, but I mean the kind of stupid where it's like, look, man, if we had to trek through the mountains, I wouldn't even check to see if you were keeping up. I'd let the wolves eat you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just the level of dumb. Free ice, motherfucker. You just stick a cup of water outside, it will freeze. You can put that into your fucking, ice chest. You put all your shit in an ice chest, put it out. I'm just saying, how fucking stupid do you have to be to let food go bad in the middle of a freezing cold snap? You dumb.
Yeah.
But to move on.
And it's yeah, dude, like it was like I was ignorant to the whole pileup. And then if I'm correct, because I still haven't been on social media, shortly after that pileup happened, I heard, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, because I don't know, but I heard that there was another one. Not as big as the first one, but it was similar size.
I'm sure there were a shitload of accidents, man. But the issue with that one was that was like 135 cars. Involved in that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Supposedly that there was another one, not shortly after that one, but like days later.
I wasn't following that closely, man.
If anybody know anything about that, if y'all can comment in the comments or whatever. But somebody told me.
By the way, this is another problem, especially in a situation like this where you have these large areas where people are without, electricity, communications. Like a lot of people had their internet, was going down. The cell towers were going down and shit in a lot of these areas, and specifically say in the areas where they were hit the hardest, where they couldn't say bring the power back online because they couldn't get the generating stations up because of whatever. There's damage from the cold, or there's the fuel line is not pumping, they can't actually fire the motherfucker up.
Yeah.
Okay. Those people are busy dealing with that situation. And most of the motherfuckers that are putting out information about that situation are nowhere fucking near there and are talking out of their ass.
Yeah. But that's the problem. Like, and again, I was going to say, I don't mean to shit on social media, but yeah, I do shit on social media because, like, that's the fucking problem. Like, people getting their facts, like, from someone or something like social media, you know what I mean?
Well, look, I'm not going to necessarily I'm not shitting on social media necessarily as a way to get tidbits of information, but it's what you do once you get,
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying.
Somebody goes, "Hey man, we might run out of gas." You go, "Oh, okay, let me go to fucking Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, whatever. Let me look around and see. Fuck it. Go to Twitter and look at the hashtags.
But there's people like, we live in a generation of stupid people, and I don't regret what I just said. Unfortunately, what I mean by stupid people is,
I get the impression we're going to be calling a lot of people dumb during this conversation.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, the reason I say stupid people is like, say you. It's just you and me in here, right?
You're a dumbass. Yeah, okay.
Let's say that right now. Right. You tell me, hey man, did you know that there was this black bear that fucking walked across the expressway yesterday? I'm gonna be like, oh shit, for real? That's cool or whatever. But I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna go to the neighbor's house and be like, hey bro, there was a black bear that crossed the expressway yesterday. Did you see it? Before, like, not at least looking for one fucking article, just one.
Right.
I use a rule of 3 for everything. For everything that I research, I look for 3 different credible article sources, and then I go from there. But I'm saying, for people that are not fucking, it's crazy to me how everybody's so energetic to fucking pick up the phone and post a picture, but you won't pick up the phone to do just a little bit of research before you pick up the phone and you post something. Oh, there was a bear at fucking crossing the expressway or whatever. This is my main point. That with the whole gas thing, just like with the toilet paper thing, just like with the pile up, not really a good example because that happened because it happened and it spread or whatever. But the toilet paper and the gas thing, like, that's my point. Like, that's what happens. Like, you have a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers that just because Sean told me that you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna run out of gas. Hey, dude, you're gonna run out of gas, so let's go over there and fill up. Oh, there's a whole bunch of people filling up gas. Then it starts a domino effect. You have people pulling up to gas stations to get gas. I guarantee, bro, I went to 3 stores 2 days ago to go try to fill up with gas, right? And there was lines, right? Yeah. So I'm pulling up, and there was cops. There was 2 cops there to like direct the lines or whatever. So I'm pulling up. I'm pulling down my window, but I'm at a complete stop because I'm waiting for the guy in front of me, and I couldn't pull out. You know what I'm saying? So when I have my window down, there's this other guy that was on foot, not on foot, but outside the store, not in a car. So he looks around and he sees all the cars, right? And he's like looking around like he's lost. So then he's close enough to me, and he asked me in Spanish. He was like, "Hey, bro, like what's going on?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Why is there a shitload of people like getting gas?" And I was like, all I said was, "Oh, you're not here to get gas?" He's like, "Nah, I came to get a drink and chips." I repeat, he said, "I came to the store to get a drink and chips." Mm-hmm. I was like, "All right, cool. Did you cool?" And he had the drink and the chips in his hand. He's like, "But why is everybody getting gas?" And then he kept looking at the price. He's like, "Did they drop that price?" Because he's like, "It's expensive as fuck." And he's like, "Is it like, did they drop the price?" And I was like, "No." But and then I told him, I told him, it's just that somebody said somewhere on social media that, you know, people are running out of gas and created this shit. I told them in Spanish, right? You know what he did? He was parked like on the side because there was no parking space.
Did he go and get in line?
He went into his fucking car and he got in line to get gas. And this fucker was not there for gas. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. You have a bunch of stupid ass ignorant people that start this domino effect. And then it really affects my neighbor, bro. His livelihood depends on him driving.
Right.
So he needs to fill up with gas like every single day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say what he does because I'm not gonna put his business out there, but I'm pretty sure y'all have an idea. So he has to gas up every day, right? So what, like, those are the people that really need it. And he was mad because he's like, bro, I've been to four different gas stations and I can't get gas. And he's like, it's getting late. I need to start working. If not, I'm gonna be working late into the night. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, that's the issue. Like, people like him, they actually needed it. And he actually had to go drive to Edinburgh over there by the fucking by the Flying J over there, and he found a gas station that had
How were the blackouts here in McAllen?
It was pretty. No, you see, there I go biting into the fucking bait. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as people were making it seem, at least here in McAllen, because the north side of town lost light first, I think. But I mean, like, the north by like fucking Ware Road and right, like that side of the express. So they lost light, but they were, again, from what I heard, honestly, they were like without light for like maybe 8, 9 hours, 10 hours maybe. And then like they got their light back. You come down further south, but it's still considered the north side of town over here by Pecan, where the Jack in the Box is, in 10th Street, and that little area there. That little area never lost light ever till right now. They didn't lose light.
Okay, well, this is what I was getting at, was how many of, because the problem, say, in Edinburgh was that parts of Edinburgh along the major strips were without power, which is where a lot of the gas stations are. You know what I mean? Like, if you go down University, there are, the shitload of gas stations right there on that strip, which is, so when I live out by the truck stops out north of Edinburgh, so like usually there's never, I mean, there's the usual amount of traffic. There are a shitload of people that live out there, but I mean, these were, quarter-mile long lines of cars, triple lines of cars. Like, you could drive on the expressway and just see them backed up.
Fucking, this was after I got gas, right?
What I was trying to get at was, I'm assuming that a lot of that was due to the fact that some of these gas stations were without power. But I don't get that was the impression all the way across the board. Again, it was the echo effect of
I strongly feel, because again, people, if you go back and because when the toilet paper thing happened,
right?
I'll be honest. I'll tell you what I did as soon as you fuckers went crazy with toilet paper. Honest to God, first thing I did, because the toilet paper thing was because of the fucking the virus, right? So right. So what I did was I went online and I put coronavirus.
Does it make you shit yourself?
Symptoms, and I put CDC because it was back then when I used to trust the CDC.
Right.
Okay. So
before you knew they were lying to you. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So CDC. They came in, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't a long list. It was back when it was fever and chills and cough.
And to be fair, I think diarrhea was definitely one of the possible symptoms of this. But most people,
at the beginning, that's my point. Don't say that.
By about May, that was on the list.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about early when.
Because you got to remember, we had about maybe 3 or 4 runs, like, because they kept extending the.
But what I'm saying is, this was way before the diarrhea, when they added, because I think even now diarrhea is still on the list if you catch it or whatever.
Yeah,
I think. Don't quote me on it.
It was about what, mid to late March that people started getting fucking nutty.
Yeah,
and
so
I'm still confused by milk and eggs. Like, who the fuck is eating? Like, don't be wrong, I eat a shitload of eggs.
Hold on, time out. That I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but That I kind of do understand, and I'll tell you why. Because if you go to any household, at least a fucking Mexican household, I'll be honest with you, any 95% of the Mexican households that you go to, and this is including poor people, like the really fucking broke people, like the ones I grew up with, you go into their refrigerator, and the very first things that you'll find is eggs, milk, and bread. The reason being is, again, and I'm pretty sure, like with you, kind of sort of the same thing. Like the way we were brought up is we were taught, I remember because of my grandmother and shit like that, we were taught that milk, water, eggs, and bread are the essentials. Again, because us in like our Mexican culture, and I'm not saying it's true, I'm just telling you what my grandmother used to say. She said that no matter what, she used to tell us that no matter what happens, as long as you can keep those essentials in your fridge, if anything happens, you'll like survive. She was saying that you could survive on those essentials. So to go back to what you're saying, the milk and egg thing, when people were fucking flipping the stores around, like buying all that shit up, I do get it because technically, I mean, again, it's not true. If we go back to nutrition and all that bullshit, we understand it's not true. But because people, especially old people, are still under the mentality of like, those are the essentials we need. Make sure you get them. We're going to run out, so let's get a shitload of them.
Kind of it's a dumb... this goes back to the whole thing about...
Also because those are one of the fresh... it literally... Like, I don't know what to call them, but fresh products that also take the longest to not expire, but to actually go bad. Like,
actually, no, that's not the case at all. Those are eggs you can make an argument that you can keep eggs reasonably fresh at room temperature. There are a lot of people that don't actually refrigerate their eggs for that reason.
I'm not one of them, to be honest. Because of the yolk. Because I've heard that the yolk... I always get them confused. Is it the yolk that goes bad first, and then that's what fucks up? One of them goes bad first.
Well, it all depends on where the bacteria is, because that's the only way the egg goes bad is if it has if the bacteria that's present in the egg starts getting out of hand, or if it has bad bacteria in there, like sometimes like fecal matter will get into the egg. This is the most important part. People, if you don't want to get food poisoning from eggs, wash your eggs. I eat raw eggs all the fucking time. It's not the egg that'll get you. It's clean the bird shit off of your egg before you eat it.
Well, first of all, I don't eat raw eggs. Second of all, you said something that intrigued me. You said you eat raw eggs. You said something else that I was going to ask you.
Clean the bird shit off?
Wash your eggs.
Yeah.
So I have a question. But you eat raw eggs. You mean you crack them and you put them in the coffee or some shit?
Every once in a while I'll do that, or I'll strain the yolk out and have just the yolk. Like
Rocky. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like that sometimes.
Yeah.
What is it? I forget. It's not mountain oysters. There's another.
By the reference, people, I meant Rocky the movie. If you haven't watched the movie. Rocky the movie. I'm not going to explain that.
Bullwinkle's sidekick.
Yeah, for sure. So the reason I'm asking is because I got a little iffy there, but I mean I'm still alive, so I should be fine. But I don't think ever in my lifetime I've washed eggs. I washed like vegetables and fruits, but I've never washed eggs.
Oh yeah, man. That's the main vector of like anytime people are worried about like getting food poisoning from eggs. It's the shell is the main vector for that.
But then that's what I was going to say. At the same time, I've only eaten raw eggs like
well, it doesn't matter, man.
Twice
like
in my life.
There's bird shit on the shell, like it's going to get like if it gets into your food, it gets into your food. I mean, like
even if you cook it?
Well, I mean, if you cook it like long enough, man, but like some people like runny scrambled eggs or like your shit like that. I'm just saying like
well, with my scrambled eggs, I like them.
Well, it's like steak. Like, most of the time you can get away with eating rare steak, or even, I mean, shit. Have you ever had steak blue?
Nah.
where it's still cold.
I'm not gonna lie. No, but I've seen videos on both ends. Like I've seen videos where people are eating they call it blue steak, but these motherfuckers are eating like literally the raw shit. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen videos where people are eating blue steak, but that blue steak is still it's kind of been passed over fire. Yeah. That one, I'm not gonna lie, that one does look kind of tasty.
I don't necessarily.
I'm not saying I would. I'm not sure if I would try it, but I'm saying it looks.
I like it. I like it warm and bleeding. Like when you cut into the steak and it's still cold in the center. That's a little too much for me, man.
But even the warm and bleeding part, and I don't want to linger on this subject too much because I'm hungry. But even the warm and because I like my steak medium.
Okay.
And sometimes again when I feel like it.
Wait. Pink or red in the center?
Pink.
Okay.
I like a pink center. Don't we all? So see, it made my mouth water. You know what I'm saying? I don't know for which one, but
I don't know who's got that joke, but it's like, man, I realized I was into black chicks, like. Because it's like steak, you know what I mean? It's like brown on the outside, but then you peel it back and it's pink. It's like,
yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I told that joke. I mean, I don't know if I stole it or not.
Shit, did you do that joke?
But I told that joke to a girl that I was trying to get with once. This was a while, but like a long time ago. I was still living in California now that I remember, and I told her that we were fucking around. Not literally yet. We were at dinner actually. And I told her I was eating my steak, and I was eating my steak medium. Mm-hmm. And she was like, ew, why do you eat it like that? Because she got her shit well done. And I was like, bro, that's a waste of a steak. So we had the steak conversation, and she was like, why do you eat your steak like that? And I told her, because I like my steak the way I told her something like the way I like you, or I told her fucking no, I told her because I bet you're like my steak. She was like, what do you mean? And I was like, pink in the middle, and she just looked at me and I was like, oh shit, did I ruin it? My bad. But yeah, I actually told that to a girl, and she went for it. So it was a nice dinner. On both sides.
And the chef also left some hair on top.
But anyway, so yeah.
But that's what I'm saying with the steak is it's not the way you're going to get food poisoning from a steak is if you leave it out too long or if it was prepared, not prepared. I mean cooked. Prepared, I mean, like during
with the steak is
the butchering process. Like if there's contamination during the butchering process,
because with the steak, bro,
like the bacteria has to be introduced.
I haven't been able. I haven't had the balls to cook it when I see it like that.
What do you mean?
I've had a piece of steak where I left it in the fridge. It was never out here. I never left it out here.
Okay.
I left it in the fridge instead of the. Because I forgot, for example. So I left it in the fridge for days, and then it went over the expiration date, like 3-4 days.
Oh, shit.
No, so this is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So the steak, it was like purplish. So my grandma told me that it was still, like, she was like, it's still good. I mean, you can eat it. She was like, it's not going to taste as fresh, but you can still eat it. Like, it's fine. But I was like, bro, like
how did it smell?
That's where I was going, and that's what I was going to say. And this is where the conversation, this is where we're going to have the argument, see what you thought. That's the thing. Like, because I Googled and shit. I was like, how long can I, before I fucking die of eating a fucking steak or some bullshit? And the thing is that it was purple. Like, it was purple around the edges, but I mean purple, not blue. Like, it was purple, and then it was purple in the middle. But what was really fucking with me is that it didn't smell. Like, it smelled, but like it smelled like raw meat.
Look, man, it's very possible that it was perfectly fine. Again, man, if it is prepared in a very sanitary manner, steak can last a while, man. Like, You got to really, if you ever get a chance, man, look into the history of like the way people used to like prep meat back in the day. Like,
oh, I never looked into that. That sounds interesting.
All right, like
refrigerators or what?
No, pre-refrigerators.
That's why,
like
before refrigerators.
Oh yeah, man. Like we still do the practice of dry aging, which is
I'm not a fan of. I mean, I know. I mean, I don't know what it. What
most meat that you eat is dry aged.
No, but isn't there a thing where people like really let steaks dry out?
Oh yeah. You can let it go for like a long time, man. Like I think the outside is something like 60 days or something like that, where that's where they have to cut off that rind.
We watched videos, didn't we? Of people fucking eating like
that was something else.
I thought that's what it was. That's not what. I'm not talking about roadkill. Yeah, that shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Bobby Garza, you dirty motherfucker.
Yeah. Sean was gagging and shit. My bad. I didn't mean to bring it up.
Yeah, nah, man. The guy was eating rotten chicken and all that stuff. But not
that's different.
Not Bobby. He was showing his videos. But
you can't do that with chicken. Y'all don't ever eat raw chicken. Don't ever eat past chicken. There's this little thing, salmonella, called salmonella, and it will kill you. Or like my friend said, can she cook? Well, she will kill you.
This circles all the way back around. Wash your motherfucking eggs. Chickens are filthy fucking animals.
For sure.
They shit and fuck in the same hole. It is not natural. Shout out to all our gay listeners. And I'm just saying, yeah, man, wash your motherfucking eggs, man. This goes back to
that's what I was saying.
We had a conversation a few episodes back about the psychedelic mushrooms. Like, if you're getting it fresh out the fucking field, wash the cow shit off, son.
I'm still not trying. I'm still not trying.
I have talked to way too many people who are like, man, mushrooms make me sick to my stomach. Are you sure it wasn't the feces?
I know of somebody. I'm not gonna throw him out there because I don't know if he likes his business like that. But see, I don't want to try it. But then I know of somebody that does it on the daily, like literally, like he does mushrooms every day.
By the way, a lot of people out there get the impression that mushrooms taste like shit. They do not, in fact, taste like shit. They grow on shit. Hydroponic mushrooms are well-grown mushrooms, homegrown mushrooms. Honestly, if you like the taste of mushrooms, they even have a sweetness to them if they're grown properly. Like.
No, well, what I'm saying is that with this guy, like he actually goes on a mushroom trip like every day.
Microdosing, or is he doing like? Because there's only so long you can go, but that's another subject.
Well, so you can't do them daily, or what do you mean?
Like if you build up a tolerance to them, like if you were to like just.
I think this dude like does he does it heavy. Maybe that's why he does them heavy.
That's also a possibility, man. A lot of people swear by microdosing because you're taking like a kind of a subcritical dose.
Because like with him, he says that it helps him deal with his anxiety.
I've heard that.
And I was like, bro, like when I did the mushrooms at one time, it caused me all kinds of fucking anxiety for days.
At very low doses, it induces euphoria. Before it starts scaring the shit out of you, it makes you feel.
That's what it did. Well, I mean, I didn't get scared, bro. I just started seeing shit that I didn't feel I was supposed to be seeing.
Yeah, that's the fear.
But
when the universe starts cracking open and going, bitch, you want to see some real?
Yeah, man.
You want to get real?
No, like I told you about that.
Hey, we're coming up on the first hour right now, so
cool. Man, I still got a lot of shit to say. And we haven't even touched on all the other shit that I wanted to talk about.
We'll come back and touch on the next hour.
Yeah, cool. Gotcha.
We'll touch all kinds of things. You should see us when we get a few in us. Right. And we're back.
We are. I think so. Kind of. I'm gonna get right into it, man. A little update, people. You beautiful people. If y'all listened to like 2 episodes ago about my friend that wanted to fuck this guy, but she just didn't know how to fuck. I mean, not physically didn't know, but she was trying to figure out if she's a hoe or not a hoe.
First of all, did she actually listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, does she have some feedback?
Yeah, she was like, I don't appreciate you putting my personal stuff out there. Like, well, I mean, she said that, but she didn't really mean it. I mean, at least I don't think she did. She's fine. We still
I think
text
that's
and talk.
what every frat boy has ever said after the day morning after. Yeah, she didn't really mean it.
Yeah, but she did tell me that she, like after that, like after this episode, and then after she heard it, she said that she got a lot of like pop-up messages and stuff from like people that she used to talk, like guys that she used to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, she was like, they started sending me messages, and because she's really reserved about her like sexual life.
We didn't mention any names, did we?
No. But what I'm saying is, because there's people that know her, and like it was her fault too, because she kind of mentioned to people that she
self-identified.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay,
you know
that's on her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I told her. But anyway, so yeah, we had a couple episodes ago. We had, my friend. She was trying to sleep with this guy because she wanted to, but she didn't want to seem like a hoe. So she was trying to see how she could do that without seeming like a hoe. And then she talked to her cousin. I'm giving you a very condensed rundown of the whole situation.
Go listen to episode 112 of the Bouncing Brains podcast. You can get a full. I think we spent maybe
about 20 minutes. 30 minutes?
30, 45 minutes maybe.
Yeah. So I wanted to give you a little update on that. Unfortunately for my friend, Mrs. Z, so that we don't put her name out there, shit worked out well, but not too well. So she said that she ended up like sleeping with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now he doesn't talk to her. I mean, they talk, but he's avoiding her like, normally. So I picked up, real quick. And I told her that. I told her like from the beginning, like you run the risk of that happening. And then she's just kind of bummed because she like.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the entire conversation was she was trying to, she didn't want to date the dude. She just wanted. Or did she want to date the dude?
Yeah, well, her problem was that from what I understand now, from the conversation that we had, was she really liked him because she, just like every other fucking broad, man. Like, she felt like, I'm sorry, y'all, but it's the truth. Like, I hear this shit all the fucking time. I literally mean it all the time. Like she liked him and she felt like she was a different kind of guy aside from like the assholes that are out there like now. Basically, she didn't say it like that, but that's what she meant. So she felt that he was, different or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the problem was also that according to her, it's because I've never talked to the guy and I don't know who he is, so I can't give you that angle of the story either. I'm pretty sure he has shit to say too, But according from what she was telling me, because she's not lying to me, I know that much. But from what she was telling me is that the guy also, I think that the guy genuinely was interested in her too, but he was interested like the right way or whatever. And I think that when that happened, this is what I told her. I told her that happened, like him stopped because they don't talk like they used to. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that happened because you gave it to him. I was like, I told you that was going to be, you were running the risk of that happening.
That was a potential outcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then and I told her the thing is that if he was interested in you like the right way, like now, like you, and he wanted something serious with you, or he wanted to take you seriously, now he's not gonna take you seriously. And I told her, don't get confused. This is why this is happening. Like, this is why.
All right. Just to play devil's advocate here, or you know what? Just to play human advocate here. If there's a question involved, throw some fucking at them. See if they change their attitude. I mean, that's really it's like,
well,
man,
that's
is
what
this
her
gonna make
cousin.
it?
That's what her cousin.
Like
told
he was
her.
gonna be weird. If he's being weird, he was gonna be weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what her cousin told her. Like her cousin told her the same fucking thing. He was like, "Look, if you fucked it," according to her, this is what her cousin said, like word for word, basically verbatim. He was like, "Look, if you fuck him, she was like, look, if you fuck him, you're gonna find out what his true intentions are, and then if you fuck him and he starts talking to you, then she told him the same thing." If he had real interest in you, you're gonna, like, you may lose that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. And her cousin told her, it was like, it's happened with me too. But she was like, I don't care. Like, when I just want to sleep with somebody, I know that that's what it's gonna be. So I don't care what happens afterwards. If I continue talking to that person, like, cool. If we don't, then I'm cool with it too. But he's like, the problem is with you. She was like, the problem with you is that I know that, like, from the get-go. You were on the fence about it from the get-go or whatever. So anyway, so then, like, that happened, and then,
by the way, that's another argument to be made. Like, if you think if you think that you are gonna be upset if somebody gets weird after you fuck them, then maybe just don't fuck them.
But that's what she was saying. She was telling me that. She was like, before she slept with them, she was like, she told me that. She was like, I don't want to do it because I don't want to ruin, because her whole thing was like, he looks like a nice guy, and all that shit that women or people say. He looks like a nice guy. He looks different. He does whatever, so on and so forth. So that's why she was also like on the fence about it. Now, this is the shit that I didn't know, that I was like, yo, you should have told me this. You should have started from here. You know what I mean?
He's married.
No. So they met online.
Okay. That's a thing that happens.
So, but see, it's different. And let me explain. This is what I told her. If you would have told me from the beginning, like this part, like from the beginning, I would have told you something different. Not extremely different, but I would have told you something like very, like, different. You know, this is what I mean. And this is for all the ladies out there. And it's 2021. Women are not stupid. And if you are stupid, you're stupid because you want to be stupid. That's a fact. Now, let me say this. And I fucking hate this shit. Anyway, let me say this. Hopefully I can help somebody out. A girl, right? Girls and some women, girls and some men are emotional creatures. I get it. So my point is, if a woman is looking for a serious relationship and you're out here in the world, in the physical world, you know what? I want you to take me seriously. I'm looking for somebody. I want to settle down. I'm getting old. Whatever the fuck the excuse is, you know, you're looking for a serious relationship, but you're having trouble finding that serious relationship in the real world out here with, like, physical people and shit. My question is, and then I'm going to give you my real feedback as a man. My question is, if you're having enough fucking trouble finding somebody to take you serious in the real world, what in your right fucking mind gives you the idea that somebody is going to take you serious online?
What do you mean by take serious?
Like, as in a serious relationship, settle down, and you're mine, and we're not going to fuck around with, like, other people. That's what I mean, right? So this is my thing. Cause I'm a real fucking deep thinker, and I go down these rabbit holes, right? So this is my thing. Online, let's be honest. Online, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. I can get online and I can create this persona and I can tell everybody that I'm Batman, but you never see me in person. But I can, you know, create something and there's Batman everywhere and I can tell people that I'm Batman. I'm not saying everybody gonna believe me.
Mhm.
You know, some people are going to be like, this motherfucker's crazy. He thinks he's Batman. But my point is that anybody online can go and they can say, hey, I'm Sean, but this is Sean online and this is Sean in the real world.
Right.
I'm saying two separate people. So what I'm saying is, if somebody doesn't take you seriously in real life and you're struggling with that, like I again, this is where it's my opinion, and I'm gonna back it up with like some like evidence. I don't know, but I'm saying, in my opinion, what makes you think that somebody's gonna take you serious online when online you can cover your tracks more and disguise yourself as somebody completely different, where if shit goes wrong, all you got to do is turn it off. And then if you want, of course, if you never met this person, it's easier to disappear online than it is to disappear when you've invested your time meeting somebody physically. See what I'm saying? I'm not against, whoa, I'm lying.
I'll say this. I think I see where you're going. I'll put this out there. I will freely admit that I think we're not doing ourselves any favor by encouraging the type of sexual interaction.
Yeah.
That where people just kind of it's like, oh shit, I fucked that up. I guess I'll just never talk to that person ever again.
No, but I'm not even saying that.
But what I'm saying is we are so bad at it just generally. Most people suck at just being in a healthy sexual relationship. I mean,
no,
on
but
some
that's
level.
not what I'm saying though. That's not.
But let me finish my point. What I'm getting at is, if you fuck that up with somebody who is generally in your existence, you know what I mean? Like if you fucked a chick down at the local convenience store,
that you see every day.
Yeah, you still got to go see her every day. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you fuck around and like maybe, I'm not saying like do something horrendous. I'm just saying maybe you bring up a subject that makes, like, oh, I found out you're a Green Party communist or something. I cannot stand you pinko motherfucker. Something like that. Like, oh, well, you just stop talking to him. You can go, oh shit, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that again.
No.
And you can correct without having to necessarily fuck up the environment that you're in.
Kind of, but that's not
it gives you a little bit of leeway is all I'm saying.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, well, kind of, yes. But what I'm saying is, okay, so let me zero in on the point with my friend. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say your name, but I'm sorry. With my friend, right? Mm-hmm. So because my friend is pretty, bro. She really is. So I don't even understand why the fuck she's doing this. She's attractive. You know what I'm saying? So this is my point. Men, and I'm pretty sure there's women that do it too, but I feel men do it more. So men, for the most part, especially like men that are bitches, that you're not confident and you can't be yourself. There's men that will tell a woman anything they want to hear so that they get into their pants, right? That's just the nature of the beast. Thank God I'm crippled, I'm ugly, I'm bald, I'm whatever you want, but I've never had to do that. I'll be honest with you. If I've ever wanted to sleep with a woman, I've always told her almost from the jump. I've always told her, look, I don't want anything serious. We could be friends, but eventually we gonna get here, but it's never gonna get past this. I don't tell them like that. I go into more detail, but that's the point. Mm-hmm. I do that from the jump. Anyway, so most men will lie to get into a woman's pants. So my point is, like, there is men that will tell a woman that I'll keep it plain and simple and to the bone. There's basically men that will tell a woman that they're looking for a serious relationship.
Yeah. Just
so that they could like sleep with them. Right. And then there's even men, especially if the sex is good, that will even play on that relationship to continue doing it.
Yes.
Until like it plays out or until they're caught or whatever.
Yeah.
Lying or whatever the case may be. So
And you can find that behavior on both sides of the sexual aisle.
Yes, exactly. So that's my point. My point is that this is my main point, people. And if I can help somebody out, and you can disagree with me, if you want to go and find out for yourself and fuck up yourself and all that shit, and then have something like what happened to my friend. Well, I mean, that was kind of different, but go through it yourself. It's fine. My point is that I feel that 95% of men, specifically, because again, women do it too, but 95% of men online, sorry to break it to you, but they're not gonna take you serious. They're just are not, and I'll say that and attach this as well. I know men that are not necessarily my friends. I know acquaintances that are real big on dating sites, but that's the reason that they're real big. They're real big because they tell me themselves, online it's a honeypot because you can trick these bitches into. That's exactly how they tell me. Like, you can trick these bitches in them giving you some ass. Like, and it's the easiest way. It's easier than meeting a girl in person and getting her to give you some ass too. Which, I find that kind of fucking fucked up anyway. But I'm not going to go into that. But the point is that's the only thing that I wanted to emphasize. Like, especially for women that are looking for like a genuine relationship. I just want you to understand that most men, they are not gonna take you seriously, and some of them will even lie to, get what they want.
I think you may be, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but I think you may be simplifying that a little bit too much.
Well, this is what I was gonna cap off. I wanted to cap it off with the fact that, I'm not saying every man, and I'm not saying every woman. I will also say there is a possibility that you may, and I paint it like this so that y'all can get the picture. There is a possibility that you may find the love of your life and the person that you're gonna, spend the rest of your life with online. There is a possibility because there's been stories and shit. But all I'm saying is the chances of that scenario playing itself out are very slim.
Well, let's be honest. If you're bad at dating in person, you're going to be bad at dating online.
No. And I'm glad that you...
I'm not saying that some people don't find an advantage to one angle or the other, but
so I'm very I'm glad that you actually said that, because that's kind of where I was going. That is the advantage for most people. There is some people that I know somebody, I just can't say who. You don't know him, but in case he watches this, there's this slime ball, bro, that I don't like him. He's an acquaintance that I met through somebody, or that I know of through somebody else. And this dude's just a dick. You know what I'm saying? This dude will fuck anybody over. It's a fact. So there is an advantage to people like this dude. Mm-hmm. I'm not the most attractive person in the world, right? Because I'm not. But this dude is nowhere near, you know what I'm saying? This dude is not, there physically or whatever, you know what I'm saying? What I mean is that there is people like this dude that they do have a major advantage to like dating, to dating or trying to date or meeting somebody online. I'll tell you why. Because this dude may not be attractive, but something I do give him credit for that he's actually very good at. And I don't know if he got good at it or it's something that he polished or whatever, but he basically is a very good sweet talker. And when I say sweet talker, I don't literally mean that he's sweet, like, you know what I'm saying? He just he's very persuasive is the right word.
Okay.
So because he's very persuasive with words and mannerisms and shit like that,
he can carry a conversation.
Yes, but not just, that's what I'm saying. Not just like a regular conversation. Like he's big. I've always said it, like, this dude, he's not a salesman, like, as a trait, that's not what he does for work. But I've always said he should be a salesman because he's very persuasive. He can convince you to do a lot of things, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but you're not making, I've seen butt ugly motherfuckers that can sweet talk a fucking chick in a bar, like just a random stranger. It's not.
But that's the point. That's the point that I was trying to make, because I go back to what I said earlier. Because online you can build this persona, kind of.
Okay, but people do that in person.
Not really, bro. Like, how can I say it?
Bullshit, man. That's what, dude. I know broke ass motherfuckers that still wear like fucking like clean creased iron, nice watch. That's
what I mean. Like, okay, let me say it like this. For most people, whether it be looks, whether it because you're because of what you wear, whatever. Mm-hmm. For most people, they're very they don't have confidence, right? Because of something they may or may not wear, may or may not have. Okay,
that is one advantage to the online thing, is that you don't have to, think of the thing to say and then go up and say the thing. You think of the thing, you write it down, and then you hit send. There is an advantage to that.
Yes, but that's not even where I was going. Where I was going was that the confidence online is different. The reason that and it's higher. The reason that I'm saying that is because there's people.
Okay, but there is the anonymity does work in the sense that like you can hide behind whatever character avatar that you're building on this profile. But the thing is, when the rubber meets the road, you still have to meet that person.
I get it,
in the real world.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is that if the online thing didn't exist, this person here, mm-hmm. and they were to meet the person that they started to talk to online, like in person, like at a bar, at a Walmart, wherever the fuck,
right?
This person would never in a million years would have even attempted to even approach this woman. So
that might be true for a vast majority, but the same people that are trying to, the guy that hits on every fucking girl in the bar, like, hey, you want to dance? Hey, you want to dance? Hey, you want to dance? That motherfucker is the same dude online that's hitting, hey, what's up? The DTF question mark, this is the same personality. I'm not saying it doesn't display itself a little bit more egregiously in the online realm, but it's the same person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hell, they're probably still out at the bar, trying to flirt with every chick, but and look, personally, I don't really draw much of a distinction between that guy that's just trying to get laid every night and the chick that wants some sugar daddy to pay her fucking,
True.
rent.
True. Which is that's another aspect.
Well, look, that's what I'm saying. You got, whether you're coming at this from the male or the female end, you got to dig through some crap.
Yeah,
and you have to do that in the dating market in general.
I guess the only thing that I was first of all, without going deeper into it, that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm not a big fan of online dating or whatever. But that wasn't my point. My point is that, again, for the women, because I hear it all the fucking time with the few female friends that I have. I just want to say, if you really truly want someone to take you serious, and I know this is gonna sound fucked up because you've probably been out here anyway. I again, personal opinion, I personally feel that you have a better chance of doing that out here than you do online. I'm not saying that online it won't happen, because I actually do know of a particular couple. They're not my friends, but they're like my friends' friends. Mm-hmm. They actually met online on a dating site. They met when they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and this was like 7-8 years ago. They met when they were single. They met online. Nobody introduced them. They met through a website or whatever. Mm-hmm. They met in person. They're married. They're still married, and they have kids. So that storyline can play itself again. I'm just saying that the likeliness of it happening I feel.
I think you're misattributing it to the online thing, man. It's poor practice either way. Like, look, if you're dating shitty people, you're going to have a bad dating experience.
I just think that those shitty.
If you don't know how to weed out the shitty people,
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying to that point is that I just think that there's a less chance of that person being so shitty in person. I think that the attributing of the online makes it easier for the shitty person to be shittier.
Now you're confusing me, because it seemed like you were making the argument that, like, it's when they get to the in-person thing, it gets shitty because they're not taking them serious.
That's not what that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that for people online, it's a lot easier to hide behind whatever it is they hide. And I'm saying that this person that has done this and created this online, all I'm saying is that in person, if online did not exist, they would not do that with, like, the beautiful woman that they did that they met online. You know what I'm saying? If they were to meet that person physically, like in person, right, they would have never had the balls to, like, approach them.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with whether or not they're taking them seriously or being genuine.
But that's the starting point. That was my whole point from the beginning.
Okay, so you're just saying ugly, unconfident motherfuckers shouldn't be fucking beautiful chicks. I got it. We're just hating on ugly dudes. I get it.
Definitely not what I meant.
Eugenics 2.0, making people beautiful again.
But what I'm saying is, again, you can disagree with me, like Sean disagrees with me.
Actually, I'm more confused than disagreeing with you.
That you? Nobody's stealing your car, man. I promise. Yeah, I think that was. What the fuck that was, man? Is it there?
Yep, still there.
All right, cool. We almost had to call the police live on the fucking. I would have made that call too. Just letting you know. We need, in case they need evidence, it's recorded twice and everything. Anyway,
that's cute that you think I would call the cops.
What I'm saying is, man, like it's
Look, I'm just trying to make, because I've heard people make similar arguments to what I think you're making. Like I said, I'm not clear.
I want to be clear about this too. You're
not being very clear.
By me saying all of this bullshit, I am not saying don't date online. If that's your thing, if that's your, I've heard all kind of shit. I've heard I date online because I don't have time to do it in person. I don't have time to be out. That's fine. The only thing that I'm trying to point out is know the type of shit that most of the time you're going to run into online because you didn't run into the person in person.
By the way, I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm not necessarily pointing this in your direction, but if the shoe fits, wear it, motherfucker. But what I want to say is, anybody who might be listening to this, if you've ever been tempted to shit on, say, your friends that are out there doing the online dating thing and all that, I just want you to do just for a second, think about how many of your friends you've hooked up with an acquaintance, a friend, a cousin, whatever, and that relationship worked out. How many matches have you made, matchmaker? And if the number is, say, non-existent, you might need to shut the fuck up.
Damn, bro, you put me on the spot.
Like I said, it wasn't aimed at you.
I've slept with some of my friends that I still talk to today.
That's not what I mean.
Fine.
I mean, like, I've had maybe.
Did I retract that? No, I'm fucking with y'all, but no, yeah. Look, if you're consensual, if you're an adult, if you're gonna have an agreement, and if you're mature enough to have that conversation, I will boldly say there's nothing wrong with sleeping with a friend that understands what it is from the beginning.
Oh yeah, healthy relationships are healthy.
Keyword from the beginning. Don't fucking say something and then change the story down the line, whether you're a man or a woman. Or if you're confused, what you are. We're all fucking anyway. My point is, like, don't change it down the road. Don't be an asshole and change it in the middle. Like, as long as you have that understanding of what it is from the beginning, there's nothing wrong. And if you can disagree with me, but I just feel there's nothing wrong with if you sleep with your friend. I've slept with some of my friends. I never lied to them. And with some of the people that I've slept with, I'm still friends with today. Now we don't sleep, today anymore because some are married, some have boyfriends and shit. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I was saying that to your point. What were you saying?
Look, kids, don't make any decisions with a hard dick that you're not willing to back up with empty balls.
That is a nice way to put it.
But no,
I don't regret any of the friends that I fucked, by the way.
What I was actually talking about was this, man. I've been on maybe 3 dates where friends of mine or acquaintances have been like, hey, I have another friend or acquaintance. I think she would, enjoy going out with you. I think you would enjoy going out with her. We went on
but that's when you like when it's like dating and then you into a relationship type of thing. Is what you're saying?
But that's what I'm saying. How many times have you hooked your friends up with your friends and that actually worked out? Like if you're out here just making connections.
Yeah, just twice. And I can remember both of them.
Okay. And did it work out? Are they still together?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just
cool.
Twice.
Well, it's never worked for me. And
they both got married, but one of them did go through a divorce. They were married for like 7 years and they divorced. The other ones, they're still married.
Okay.
Which, I can't say what I want to say, but yeah, they're still married and they're happy, so I'm happy. But yeah.
Okay. All I'm saying is, man, like part of the reason that the online dating thing is as prevalent as it is not just the fact that people want to get laid. It's the fact that we don't have the social connections that we used to as just communities. You know what I mean? There's not.
All I'm saying, bro,
like
it's given. I feel that it's given men as much as women. It's given people just another avenue to lie. Basically,
well, yeah, but it's also giving people another avenue to be honest and find some genuine connection. Let me throw a scenario at you. Let's say there's maybe a dozen houses on this block.
Yeah, there's no bitches. If that's what you're...
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. If there was a woman in one of these households that was of good standing and sexually attractive and all that shit.
Yeah. Unless she was married though.
Motherfucker, what I'm saying though is unless you ran into her just randomly on the street, how would you even fucking know? How often do you talk to your fucking,
Walmart, bro? You never talk to anybody at Walmart? I've talked to somebody at Walmart. I went out with somebody that I met at Walmart.
You got to remember, my country ass drives 45 minutes to go to Walmart.
Well, man. I'm not saying just you, but I'm saying like in general,
it's a little bit different. If you're shopping, but let's throw that scenario out there. Let's say you're shopping at your local fucking grocery store. There are like little markets around here, type bodega type shit. Like, let's say you were in one of those. You know what I mean? Within walking distance of your house.
Okay.
You met some chick and you're like, hey, blah, strike up a conversation. You want to go get some coffee? My place is right around here. Blah, blah. Whatever.
Well, that's not how I did it, but I get your point.
Okay. That's a beautiful thing. I know a couple of people who have managed to make connections that way. Not necessarily that the relationships worked out, but hey, man, not every relationship needs to work out.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you get 100 years on this planet. You ain't got to fuck the same person for the whole goddamn time.
Those are Sean's views.
Takes 18 years to raise a baby up. You know what I mean? You can knock out 3 or 4 of those if you're, being efficient. What I'm getting at, man, is, what social gatherings do you go to where you would on a regular basis run if you were out here looking for a relationship?
That's the question that I'm trying to answer for you, bro. It's just, for example, we're kind of sort of around the same age. So what I'm telling you is, back in the day when I used to date, like to try to sleep with somebody, you because social media has not always been around for those that don't know.
To be honest, for most of our lives, social media has been at least a part of it, man.
Okay, let me
go back to MySpace, motherfucker.
Well, but see, that's what I'm saying.
I remember when motherfuckers found out they could get laid on MySpace.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So then I'll use me as an example. When I started like being able to get my dick hard and stuff, and figured out that, hey, I can get this into a woman. I didn't, it wasn't social media. So that's what I'm saying. When I was doing this shit, I was actually like going to bars. That's why I contribute to like alcohol to like the majority of my sex life. Because the way I did it, I'm going to give you the rundown, but I would go to a fucking bar and shit like that. I would order a drink. I don't know how to dance. So I would go order a drink. I would be by the bar chilling because the alcohol had to keep flowing because I was a fucking drunk. Mm-hmm. So I would drink and whatever. I would see somebody that I would like, and I would approach the person. Hey, how you doing? Whatever, so on and so forth. My name is Freddy. And then we would strike up a short conversation. Now, let me pause the story. Back in the day when you went to a club and you did that, you are not going to tell me that woman that was there at that club. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying most of them. That woman knew that most of the men that approached her to offer her a drink or to ask her to dance or whatever, they knew that they were trying to get into her pants. It was up to her to pick and choose who she wanted to leave with at the end of the night. Cause let's be real, women, that's how they got dick too back then. Is my point. I'm just trying to cut out the fat of the conversation. So what I'm saying is, when you approach a woman, that's my point. A lot of the times women knew that that's why you were approaching them. So, but then it was their decision. It was, okay, am I going to continue talking to this guy? And some women were sleazy as fuck too. Mm-hmm. They would continue talking to the guy just because she knew that and I'm not going to lie, it happened to me once or twice or three times where she knew that the guy was going to continue buying drinks and she was just there for the free drinks. And then at the end of the night, she wasn't going to leave with you. I mean, that's a fact. Women did that. But I'm saying that there is women that knew that this guy was trying to get into her pants when that was happening. And she consciously made that choice of like, okay, well, yeah, I'm probably going to sleep with this guy too. My point is that back then, that's how things were.
You're talking like this isn't still happening. I mean, granted, maybe not exactly right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But great point that you're saying. You're talking like this is still not happening. I'm just saying that with the birth of like dating sites, it has given an avenue for people to be able to lie more about who they are and their approach and their real intention. And because then there's also the facade of it's a dating site. You may want to get married. You may find the love of your life or whatever. And
well, dude, that's the same thing with meeting a random person.
Not really, bro, because that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's a lot of the times that when people went to these bars, me in specific, bro, I was 18, 19 years old. I wasn't at the bar trying to find my wife.
I just want to throw this out to you. I know motherfuckers that have said, this isn't verbatim, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically have said to me, I go to church to fuck Christian bitches. It doesn't look, man. It's a crapshoot either way. You need to be, regardless of where you are dating, you need to be better at dating if you want to get quality out of it. Shit in, shit out.
Yeah. Well, and by the way,
as we were discussing last time about, you try to invite a chick out and she's like, oh no. Yeah. She has gone through such a shitty experience of dating that like there's not even a clear image of how this should go.
I want to throw that out there as well because I was gonna, and this is great actually because again I don't lie and I like to be honest about shit. So anyway, what I'm saying is with the whole dating shit, I was gonna say, so I've also tried online dating. Like I tried it because I wanted to see what it was like, and I also want to be able to say that I've tried it, so I know what it's like. I know what's out there, and everything that I thought that it was, it turned out to be, basically.
Let me ask you this. Are you familiar with Bumble?
No.
I'm
familiar with Tinder and with, I used another one.
I know there are at least another couple
Tinder,
of services that do this, but Bumble specifically, it's owned by the same people that own Tinder. It's just their other face. But the major difference, and I've only got minimal experience with this. I tried it a couple years back. But the big difference is the women get first option to message. So it's pretty much the same thing as Tinder. You know, you like each other's pictures and like, so it's like you like me, I like you. But the difference is she gets first. Like it's not like, because with Tinder you play that little game of like, don't be wrong,
you have to match.
No, you have to match. That's where it's the same. But the difference is with Tinder, you kind of have to play that little game of who's going to message first.
Yeah.
And you get that bullshit where chicks are like, oh, I only fuck with guys who message me first. And to be honest, some of my best experiences with Tinder have been when they've messaged me first, because they're upfront. They know what they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, hey, I'd like to go out and have a drink and possibly give you the option to fuck me. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. That sounds very nice. And we go and we have a good time. On the other hand, there's been other times when I've messaged first and yada, yada. Yeah. But I think having that built into the system changes the dynamic a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. But I didn't, but like in Tinder is not like that. Well, okay. And I didn't know.
Right. But okay. You were talking about like the example of the bar where if a chick is posted up at the bar and guys are coming up to her and hey, can I buy you a drink? All that. She, for the most part, knows, what it is. Whereas with Tinder, you kind of walk in there and it's like, look, I don't know if this person is some sort of, perverse sex maniac or if they're you don't know what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I was going to say was with the,
and you don't know what their intentions.
On the flip side of it, women, now I try to help y'all out, women, by saying, if you're looking for a serious relationship, I stick by what I said at the beginning. It's going to be very difficult to find it online. For me, take your chances out in the real world or whatever. On the flip side of it, I'm going to flip this shit around and I'm going to kind of throw.
Let me just interject there real quick. Look, first of all, you need to be better at vetting people. You need to know what it is you want from a person as opposed to be able to gauge what your reaction should be to their behavior. You know what I mean? Like if you're going out with someone and it's like, hey, we went out for drinks and some food and we had drinks and some food. It's like, yeah, but they didn't hold the door for me and try to kiss me and didn't ask me about my family. It's like, was that part? We said dinner and food. That's all it was. Okay. So you need to gauge your expectations.
I kind of like that you threw that in there.
But along with that, you need to be self-aware enough to realize when your reaction to somebody's behavior is not reasonable in light of what your stated expectations were. Yes. Like if you told someone, we're going to go do this.
Great point.
But you have a bunch of unspoken
Yes, exactly.
Goals.
Thank you so much.
You can't be mad at somebody for something they didn't know about.
Thank you. Thank you. You said it perfectly. So I hope that everybody heard what Sean just said, because it makes it a lot easier with what I'm about to say. So with that being said, ladies, especially online, on the flip side of it, don't be mad when a guy tries to make a move on you when it comes to especially when it comes to the sexual thing. Because I'm telling you again, a lot of men really online really just want sex from you. How they approach it is what makes it bad and wrong and so on and so forth. But this is what I'm saying. When you have a man, when you have a man and they're telling you, hey, you know what? We can be friends. We can go out. We can, all of that. And we can have dinner, but understand, I'm not saying, I don't know how most men do it, but understand that either at the end of the night or at the end of the 10th date, that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? Just an example. At the end of the night or at the end of the 10th date, I do want to get into your pants. I'm not saying that's the way the guy's gonna tell you. I understand it not being romantic, whatever. But the point is that the guy has made it clear that, hey, at some point I want to sleep with you. Don't be mad if you agreed to go down this route, and then if the guy makes a move, then don't be mad and be pissed off and be like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Now, again, however he did it, I'm not saying that the man has the right to go and grab your boob for no reason and shit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you had that mutual agreement of that possibly happening, then don't be mad when it potentially does happen or when the man makes that move. I say that because I recently just found out that, and I can't even say it completely because I don't know the whole story and it happened to me. How the fuck does that work? So
you squeezed the titty you shouldn't have squeezed?
I guess. Let me explain. So what I'm saying is, so this woman that I don't know who she is, and I mean it literally, I don't, because I asked for her name, but she refused to give her, she didn't refuse, but she went around the question like 2 or 3 times. So you refused to give your name. Mm-hmm. This lady was on this woman was on Snapchat with one of her comic friends, and she didn't know that I knew the comic, but she saw me on his Snap, and then she was like, "Oh, is that Freddy?" And then my friend was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do a show or whatever," and she said, "Fuck that guy." and then my friend was like, well, what do you got against my boy or whatever? She was like, yeah. She was like, fuck that guy. That guy, she said something along the lines, and I really wish I could remember verbatim, but cause I read it, like he showed me. It's like that guy just wanted to fuck and didn't have the decency. She didn't use decency, but something similar. But basically she was saying that I didn't have the decency to buy her a taco. That's exactly what she said, right? That I didn't have the decency to buy her food, I guess, dinner or whatever.
Okay.
So then this is when I asked our comic friend, I was like, first of all, who the fuck is that? Because then he told me, he was like, hey, bro. So he looked at me and he was like, hey, bro, you just fuck him and like don't even take him to dinner or some shit? And I was like, first of all, I need to know who that is. You know what I mean? Because if you can tell me who it is, I can tell you exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. Now, let me premise this shit that I'm saying here. There has been times that I've met somebody, and I will say, there has been times that I've met somebody at my shows that I honestly, I don't even have to tell you this, but I'll tell you for the sake of the example. I've met people at my shows that I took back to a hotel and we had a mutual agreement of a sexual encounter. I have done that. But let me explain. When that happened, the 3 times that happened, I think, I'm trying to count the times, but the 3 times that happened, bro, at what time does it show end? For the most part. Say it for the people that don't know.
Yeah.
11,
this
12,
is 11, 12 o'clock at night.
The only fucking thing that is open at that time is Denny's and IHOP and Taco Palenque. Right? So, but this is what I'm saying. From those 3 times that I had,
you know, I was going to say nothing will kill the mood like walking into a Denny's or an IHOP, but occasionally I've been in some late night Taco Palenques where it's like, nah, man, there's a vibe here. You still got it going. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there is, bro, those 3 times, like with those people that I slept with or whatever, I can tell you, there was no dinner involved. One, I just got off stage, bitch. I just made people laugh. You were drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know. Had you said, "Can we go get dinner?" Bro, I'm an asshole, but I'm not a complete asshole. If the woman would have would have hinted, "I'm hungry," I have no problem fucking getting food. Let's go to Denny's. Let's go to IHOP. I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? My point is that now I don't know if I met this bitch at a show because she didn't give me her name. So I'm not saying that, but those are the only 3 occasions that I can remember that I slept with somebody without going to dinner.
Well, look, unless I misunderstood what you said there, she didn't even say that she did sleep with you, just that in the process of
exactly
the option of sleeping with you didn't come with a taco.
No, that's what even had me confused because I had our friend.
Because this goes back to like not being mad about shit that wasn't brought up. Like it's quite possible you were just like, "Hey, you want to fuck?" and she didn't hear, "And I'll offer you a taco," and she just got mad at that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I even told my friend, because of the way the shit was implemented, I was like, well, I mean, ask her, did we sleep? Like,
by the way, this is a very good point. And this goes to not just dating, but this also goes to just general coordinating with people and trying to cooperate and whatnot. If somebody makes you an offer
that you can't refuse.
No. But like, okay, ladies, gentlemen, whatever, if the person you're talking to is like, "Let's fuck," and you're like, "Okay, let's fuck, but let's also get some food," don't be mad because they didn't offer you food. Go, "Hey, fucking sounds like a great idea, but you know what would be better? If we also got some food."
Exactly. Communication, people. Communication.
Even if, all right, I was going to say you got to yes and this shit, but even if you got to no and this shit, and it's like, like, "Hey, maybe we don't fuck right now."
Look, man. But I'm and it's not even an issue because I don't even know this bitch.
I just think some people are bad at making counter offers. They are.
What I was gonna say was like I don't know this person because she didn't even bother like giving her name because we asked her or our friend asked her. He's like, "Hey, he wants to know your name," and she went around the question, and I just wanted to like know. So that I could like defend myself, because I would have remembered, bro. Because it's not like I fucked the world, you know what I mean? So I believe it or not, I know who the fuck I slept with. I don't know if you know, but
hell, it's possible that you were trying to fuck her friend, and just she got mad because you weren't trying to fuck her.
So anyway, back to the point that you brought up earlier. I also told her friend, I was like, "Well, did I sleep with her, or was I just trying and it didn't happen?" Mm-hmm. But he was like, "I don't want to ask her that." And then I remembered that it was his snap. And I was like, "Well, tell her to text me." "Oh, no, I'm lying. I told him, ask her for tell her that I'm asking for her number." And then he asked her that and she was like, "Oh, he doesn't even remember my number." And I was like, "Okay." So I told our friend, I was like, "Okay." So then, it was this recent. So I was like, ask her. I was like, "What's her name?" So we asked her again and she refused. Oh, so he puts me on Snap. He's like, "You mind telling her?" And I was like, "Fuck no, like do it." So he puts me on Snap and he says, "Hey Fred, she says that she doesn't want to give you her name. She says that she doesn't want to give you her name. What do you think?" And I was like, "All right, fuck it then." I was like, no, I didn't say that. I said, "Well, fuck her then. If she doesn't want me to know, she doesn't want me to know." And
if you're going to leave 1-star Yelp reviews with a fake name, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm sorry if y'all get the wrong impression. Like, I'm not upset or I'm not anything like that. My only thing was like, I've always been straightforward with everybody. And believe it or not, I've always been like, I was raised very old fashioned. So I was raised always in the way, no matter what you want from a female, at least,
always offer that bitch a taco.
Basically. Or like dinner and shit. Like I'm all the way cool with that. But don't fucking, like put me on blast. Like I'm not, like I was just this dick that didn't want to like give you anything else or stuff like that. And this is my other point. Even if it was that way, like even if it was the way that I didn't want to buy you anything or I didn't want to take you anywhere, honestly, and like other people that I've slept with can attest to this, like I would have told you that. I would have strictly said I would have been like, you know what, bitch, there's gonna be sex and that's it. Like you coming over, I'm going over, and like that's it. But it's
going to be an empty room with some dick in it. If you want to put something else in there, you don't need to bring it yourself.
Exactly. So I'm saying like I go back to the full circle to the whole point of the conversation. It's a lot easier when you're just honest about what you want from the jump and from the get-go.
I think that's the best advice right there, whether you're doing it online, in person,
or offline. And if you're a guy, don't be sleazy. I don't give a shit if you're ugly, if you're not confident. Don't fucking lie to women to just try to get whatever you want to get, and that's it. Like, be upfront about it. If she doesn't want to fuck you, bro, too bad. Take your last go home. Somebody else will. I promise you, there's 7 billion people in this world.
I think a lot of people took the wrong message away from 50 Shades of Grey being as popular as it was. Like, a lot of people like saw that and they were like, oh, there are a bunch of kinky people out here want to be into S&M and shit. What I took away from it was, there are a lot of just broken people out here who will fuck you with a contract.
Pretty much.
Basically, like, if you just lay out some good terms, you know, it's like the job market. There are a lot of people out here who should be working for more than minimum wage, but they're working minimum wage because they got the offer that worked for them. They were like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you're not offering me dental? That's fine. I'll try not to eat candy.
It's just, yeah, like if you're a guy, like don't do that shit. And if you're a woman, like don't be surprised if this shit was told to you from the jump, and then you decided to continue to go with it. And I say this because at least I know that me myself, everybody that I've ever had any kind of like that kind of contact with, like that I slept with or anything, all basically what I'm saying is all the people that I've had some kind of like that I slept with, I can guarantee you that all of them, I told them one way or another what it was very early. Because well, I'll take it back. Not all of them, because when I was younger, I figured out real quick that it's not a good idea to lie to somebody at the beginning to get into their pants, and then switch it at the end. Because then you get all these questions, and then you get all these questions that you don't know how to answer, and you're young and you're stupid, and you get into more problems because of that. So I just didn't like to deal with that. And this is my point. There's been people, I'm not ashamed to say it, there's been people that I have approached with that intention, and they turned me down. That shit is gonna happen. Not everybody that you want to fuck wants to fuck you.
Okay.
Voila.
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
That is an important thing that's one of those life lessons that you got to pick up along the way. If you're doing the honest, genuine, you know, if you're coming at it with best intentions in mind, and you're getting the rejection, you don't alter yourself around the rejection necessarily. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're just bad at presenting yourself, you're bad at presenting yourself. You're not your best advocate. But if you're being as genuine, honest, and straightforward as possible, and there are going to be people who are not going to want what you're offering, and don't try to alter your product or try to misrepresent what you're offering to cater to those people. Take that as a good sign. You are filtering out the people who didn't want what you were selling in the first place. Pretty
much.
Be happy with a no.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, shit happens. Like, shit happens. And I go back to the premise of this whole conversation. Don't, that's the thing. Like, online dating, in-person dating, don't hide behind something that you're not to get what you want. I'll give you a perfect example. this just happened. Not very recently, but I'll use the example with myself. I was talking to this female, which I did not meet online. I met in person. I met her through a friend, not through a friend, but we were somewhere and I met her or whatever. So I met her, we talked for a couple of days. A couple of days turned into a couple of weeks. I'm not gonna lie to you because of what I just said. A couple of weeks is not too much. I believe it was like a week and a half into us like talking and getting to know each other. And I am lying there. It was like 3 or 4 days when I told her, and this is exactly what I said. I said, I don't know what the conversation was about, but it was something related to it. And I said, well, look, because she was going through a divorce. I remember now. So she was going through a divorce. And I was like, look, cool, that's cool. Deal with your thing. We're cool. We can keep talking. We can be friends. But I need you to understand something. I need you to understand that I'm not looking for anything serious. So, and I told her, I don't know if you are. I kind of get the impression that you're not because you're just getting out of this shithole. Mm-hmm. I didn't say it like that, but that's what I meant. Like, so I'm hoping that you're not, you know what I'm saying? But if you are, I need you to understand that I'm not. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here. We could be friends, but we can leave it at that. So I told her that on the 3rd or 4th day that we were talking or whatever, because it came up. Then like a week and a half into it, I did let her know that we could be friends, but if our friendship turned sexual, that I was okay with that, but that I didn't want her to wrap her feelings or whatever the fuck it was that she's dealing with, the divorce and shit. I was like, just understand where we stand, and that's all it's gonna be, and like that's it. I need you to understand that. So then she said, no, I don't wanna, now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This chick was I was very physically attracted to this chick because she was physically attractive. The reason the reason I'm throwing that out there, not like she was fine, but the reason I'm throwing that out there was because she was kind of used to like guys trying to hit on her and shit like that and whatnot. So what I'm saying is, so we had that conversation, and then she said, no, I don't want to go down that route because she was like, also because of what I'm going through, but I'm the type of person that she told me straight out, well, she's an older woman, right? But she told me, I'm the type of person that when sex becomes involved, I get easily attached. And then she was like, I don't want to deal with that right now. And again, this is lesson for the men. So all I said was, okay, that's cool. This is all I said. I said, okay, that's cool. No problem. I don't need to touch you. We don't need to get physical. I'm completely cool. You have pretty great conversation. We can keep it as friends, but understand that we can just be friends and stuff. So that was a conversation, right? So then, women, this is what you shouldn't do. So we talked for like about another week or whatever, because this just stopped. That's what I was saying. Mm-hmm. She stopped talking to me for like no apparent reason. She like fell off the face of the earth, and she stopped answering my messages, which I was like, okay, well, cool. I mean, if that's what we're doing, I left it alone. Then like her friend, which is my friend too, she didn't tell me, but it came up when we were like talking about it, or she didn't bring it up, but it came up somehow. And she said that she asked me, what happened with so and fuck, I almost said her name. Fuck. She was like, well, what happened with so and so? And I was like, oh, that, and I went through the whole spiel or whatever. And then she said, oh, and I told her, but she hasn't answered my messages in a while. And she was like, oh yeah, it's cause she told me that, that she's not interested. She told me she wasn't interested. So she didn't want to continue like talking to you. This is my point, which I'm cool with that for whatever reason that you don't want to talk to me or whatever, that you don't want to continue. That's absolutely cool. Let me say it like this. Let me say it very patriotic. That is your fucking right as an American citizen to not talk to whoever the fuck you don't want to talk to.
Right.
I'm cool with that. What I'm not cool is, and this is for men as much as women. I'm not saying I'm into men. I'm just saying men do it with other women and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But, what I'm not cool with is I like to think that we're both grown adults. So if you made the conscientious decision of starting anything with anybody, mm-hmm. just have the balls to see your way out as well. Give that person now, I didn't fucking hit this woman. I didn't threaten this woman. I didn't mistreat this woman. I didn't tell her off. I didn't cuss at her. I didn't treat her like shit. So I feel as long as none of that shit happened, have the decency to tell that person, hey, you know what? It's not working out. I don't want to do this. It's best if we leave it here. Then I feel as grown adults, whatever needs to be said after that point, you can go your way and I can go mine. You know what I'm saying? Like have like what the fuck happened to like that decency? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which again, I don't mean to be the dude shitting on everything, but I feel that that's another characteristic that was brought from the online dating.
I'm not going to say that it's not maybe enhanced or not. It's more incentivized because you just stop answering their calls. You know what I mean? You delete the number, blah, blah, blah. I will say most people, I think in general, most people are bad at the exit strategy.
For the men, just this is also for the men. After that shit happens, like don't push on it. Like don't, cause then you look like the crazy dude that doesn't want to like let go, and you're the dude that ends up on fucking shows like Dateline and Maury and shit. I think
like best case scenario is, you know what I mean? Say you went out with somebody on Tuesday, you know, maybe Wednesday evening or, you know, whatever. A couple of days later, you get, you know, the message from them saying, hey, that was fun, but I don't really feel like doing this anymore. Yada, yada. Thanks anyway. Best of luck to you. Maybe you hit them back with one message going, I agree. I had fun. If you change your mind, I still enjoyed myself, blah, blah, blah. Hit me back up later. But that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. It's funny that have you been going through my fucking text messages? That's what I'm saying. Like, as a man, have the decency and respect like, for yourself.
To make a caveat for that, though, and I've had this scenario happen recently. Not recently. Anyway, long story short, I got the, you know, hey, I you're wonderful, but I don't think it's going to work out, yada, yada. I got that message, only instead of getting that message after the date, I got it the day before the date. So it's like pretty much getting canceled on and getting that message at the same time. It's like I didn't even, and this may have been a dick move on this part, but I just went, okay, and immediately deleted number, messages, all the shit.
Well, you kind of answered my question because I was going to ask you a question in regards to that. Because that's the point I was going to go into next.
Like, I don't think I would have been justified to, like, you know, hit her up with a message like, hey, you're being kind of a dick here in what you're doing.
What I was going to ask.
But I also don't think in that situation, I don't think I owe anybody, you know, yeah, great, have a nice life. You know, it's
well, that's not what I was going to ask. But what I was going to ask to that particular scenario, because that's where I was going to go into, was when that shit happens. This is your personal opinion.
Yeah. Make it quick, man. We got to wrap this up.
Got you. Do you feel that you, do you want an explanation or at least a why?
Everybody wants a why.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to accept that there is no answer.
No. Accepting is something totally different. You got to accept it. You got to accept it because it's going to happen. So you got to accept it. What I'm saying is, but okay. So did you ask for a why?
No.
Why not? I'm curious.
She canceled on me. I mean, not just.
No, I get it, but like, you would want to know why. Well, no, she's
because it wasn't like a hey, I've got to cancel and we can reschedule it. This was a hey, not only are we not going to be having that date we were having, but like this whole thing that you thought we were doing, we're not doing that anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. Peace. That's exactly my point. So you wouldn't want a why to that, is what I'm saying.
I don't think the why is useful at that point. I don't think the why gives you any, because what are you going to do with that? You're already dealing with a person.
You might not do what you did so that you don't make the same mistake. That's what I'm saying.
I agree, but I don't think that's okay. Whereas with the one scenario where, like, you know, after the date, maybe you get the message like, hey, I just don't think things are going to work out. I think it's perfectly reasonable then to hit somebody up with a, you know, hey, would you mind just kind of letting me know why? Like, I'm not, you know, that might be something, but you know, yeah, I think there are some exit strategies that don't necessarily leave it open to discussion. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Sometimes you just gotta, you will never know. And,
got you. And you gotta be okay with that.
Yeah.
Apparently Sean doesn't think so, but I'm fucking with you. I know what you mean. I'm fucking with you.
Sometimes okay means drinking half the bottle down by yourself.
Pretty much. Or the whole bottle.
Well, that's the end of the show, so let these people know where you're at, man.
All right, man. Y'all can still get at me at Freddy G on Instagram, and I'm back on my Facebook, but on what do you call it? The business page, the fan page. That's what it's supposed to be called. So y'all can hit me up on the fan page now that they got this cool feature where you can actually send messages. So if you can like send messages, I'll get those as well. So you can get me on the Facebook fan page. I'm not on the regular Facebook. So all the people that were my friends on the regular Facebook, I'm pretty sure y'all are following me on the other one. So just hit me up on the other one. The other one's still like full of shit that I don't want to deal with it. Like post and shit. And I don't have any shows. Oh yeah, I do have a show. Fuck. When does this come out?
This will be coming out on let's see, today is the 19th.
19th.
So 23rd, 24th.
Never mind. I have a show. Yeah, I have a show, but y'all won't even know. Well, shit, I'll say it anyway. I have a show on the 26th. I believe it's in Alice. So anybody out there in Alice and shit, you want to come through? Follow me on my fan page. I'll be releasing the poster on there, and you'll get the dates and the details. And come show out in Alice. That's all I got.
Yep. Okay. If you want to find me, you can go to hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook, Twitter, and I think that's it for right now. If you want to find the audio version of any of these episodes, you can go to shoutengine.com/bouncingbrains. You can also find the audio on Stitcher and Spotify. And you can find the video, as always, on YouTube, and clips up on Facebook, and I'm going to try to start getting them up on Instagram. I don't know if anybody would watch them or not, but whatever.
We should try it. That's a good idea.
Instagram is a silly place. Yeah. To quote the Modern Prophets, champagne for my real friends, pain for my sham friends. Real pain for my sham friends.
And until next time, keep it tight.